Let's start again. It's talking. It's no big deal.
I think we're on. Live.
We're live.
We're live, baby.
All right, everybody. Episode 11, Turn Left Podcast. Somehow, half of that landed on my arm and the ground.
You want to try another?
No. That was embarrassing enough. Hopefully anybody will tune in after that, but I did my best on the last 3 quarters that was left or whatever. But, yeah, we are back. Episode 11. Thank you to Megan the intern for joining us tonight, doing the producing, the audio and visual.
Hey, y'all.
This show is dedicated to all the mothers out there. Hope y'all had a good Mother's Day. Last episode I had a baby. This episode I've got a 3-year-old. That just happened a couple days ago, so happy birthday to my daughter. This episode is sponsored by Sarah K. Speed Shots. That shotgun was not sponsored by them. That's why it did not perform well. So, in fact, Fuller, I think, texted me before this. He said, I sponsored the shotguns, which I was already planning on doing one. Megan was going to do one, but then it's a long story. But so that was sponsored by Andrew Fuller. So that's, sorry, Fuller.
Shout out.
Yeah, that was a bad representation. Shout out to Fuller. He got this picture here. That's the car that he runs on iRacing. He's got the Turn Left podcast on the back.
Can we get a straight view? Pick it up and show the camera. Oh, yeah.
Check it out.
Looking good.
No, it's going to be hard to get it back now.
Perfect.
Oh, another thing, too, I had a whole thing I worked on last night where I wrote it up, and it was all on here, and it got lost, and I never saved it because I'm an idiot. So, it's awesome. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, so I got a little thing written up. That last one I think was way better, but it doesn't matter. I still got everything I have on my phone. It's just, I transfer it, and when I'm doing it, I make it a little bit better, and it just doesn't matter. It's gone now, but...
I say do another shotgun. That makes it better.
No. I have another beer back here. Maybe that'll make it better, but I'm not going to... My side is wet, almost. The floor right there is really wet. I can tell you that much. But, anyway. I'm already lost, see? This is what happens when I get to the backwards thing.
Mason Dunn says, shotgun!
Shotguns! I guess I have to redeem myself before the end of the show. I guess at the end.
That's fair.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a really shitty one at the beginning. Sorry to drop an S-bomb already. And then I'm going to tell y'all that I'm going to do a good one at the end, just to keep y'all tuned in the whole time. But I will, I guess, now do one at the end, just because I don't want to lose my pride entirely.
I'm going to time you on the last one.
Oh, that last one wouldn't have been a bad time, but, I shared it with the ground, so we would have had to split the time.
Double it.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, sponsored by Sarah K. Speed Shots. Shout out to Jennifer Allen. I think they're hanging out at the beach, relaxing. Now it's finally warm out. I was going to talk about that because I was freezing my tits off last couple episodes, and now I'm finally wearing shorts out here. It's pretty dope. I'm excited about it. I don't know if y'all are. I actually got sunburnt today. You wouldn't. Either way, I was in the pool. I caught a pool. It's literally just like a little tiny kiddie pool, but with my daughter, it's like literally the size of one that you like get to wash your dog. It's like tiny. Not even the size of a bathtub almost. But
were you sitting in it?
Well, I had a chair next to it. My feet were just in it. She wanted me to get in it. I was like, no way. But either way. So I got sunburnt, and I'm down with that. And I lost my notes, and that's all good, but I did write up a few more. And you can't even read my notes. Like, if I were to turn this around right now, there's so many typos and everything. It's literally just barely legible for me. It's like I'm, typing in code or something. Like, if anybody in the future ever finds this, they're not going to have any idea what language this is. But last night's is gone, so it's okay. But it's even worse because I typed it up even faster this time, but it's okay. But happy Mother's Day to all you mothers.
And the fathers who are in place of mothers.
Yeah, that's true too. I should add it in there. Also, y'all probably know by now we're on YouTube, so go help us out over there. One of our videos on here has gotten over 1,100 views, and over on YouTube it's a little harder because I just started doing YouTube. So any of y'all that, don't really do much Facebook or don't catch it tonight, you can always catch it on YouTube, or you can catch it on YouTube, put it on the TV, and crank the volume up because we've had some volume issues in the past. Hopefully they're fixed right now. It's hard to say, but you can crank up the volume as loud as you want if you watch on TV. Or if you're, like I said, doing dishes in the past, you can put in headphones, and that seems to, anybody that's listening on headphones doesn't seem to be a problem, but those are always pretty loud. The last episode, I posted earlier today on the page, not earlier today, it was like 30 minutes ago. There was a fight in Richmond. Did you hear about this, Megan? Did you see this?
No, what happened?
Go to the page right now really quick. It's a short video, but there was a fight between a guy that looks just like, I botch this name every time. Not Jeff Goldblum, the guy from Jurassic Park. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know what video you're talking about.
You've seen it, where he does the spinning back kick and slams the guy in the face. It's like, whoa, dude, where did that guy learn that from? Anyway, so yeah, go check that video out. It's hilarious. It's like this super tall, skinny dude, like even taller and skinnier than I am, and he faces up against this shirtless, redneck-looking guy, and they start getting into it, and it's ugly. And then he like sizes him up and gives him a spinning back kick, and like slams him up into a car. It's pretty hilarious. But that was in Richmond. I don't know exactly what street. I recognize those red, sidewalks, but I don't know Richmond well enough to know exactly where it's at. I'm sure somebody could tell us.
If I watch it enough and like really study it, I probably could tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You live up in Richmond, so that would have been awesome if it was right outside your window.
It kind of looks like Jackson Ward.
Who? The
No, it's an area in downtown.
That guy the tall guy ended up coming on to Elliot in the morning show, and explaining the story and all that kind of stuff.
Wait, what was the story behind it? How did they start fighting?
Well, apparently he showed up on his moped and parked at the wrong spot, and the guy let's back up a little bit. There was a pretty girl running by, and the guy with no shirt walked up to him and his buddy, and was like, "Y'all grab her by the legs, I'll grab her by the feet." And the guy's like, "Whoa, dude, we're not cool with that. That's get the hell out of here. Are you drunk or I don't know? Just get the hell out of here, man." So then he parked in a spot with his moped or whatever the hell it was, and then he went inside. They live in a row house, I think, or something. I don't know. But so he's like, "Hey man, I need to talk to you." And he thought it was about the moped. He's like, "No, it ain't about that. It's about you don't approve of what I said the other night or something like that." And then he started chasing. This didn't happen right in front of their house. The shirtless guy started chasing him down the street apparently, and then he eventually was getting tired and he just turned around I'm gonna have to square up with this guy. And apparently he had no mixed martial arts training, and he had just seen it on Japanese kickboxing matches or something. He said that he watches. So apparently he had never actually trained anything, and he hit the spinning back kick right in the dude's chin. That was pretty impressive. Yeah, you could definitely tell they weren't professional fighters when it started off, but that spinning back kick was good, dude.
The shirtless redneck, his hands are above his head when he's fighting.
I know. Well, some UFC fighters do fight like that because they don't care about their midsection as much, but it's just, it doesn't excuse it. And not only that, but then he turns around and gets a liver shot or a kidney shot at the end, it's like, damn. But hilarious. I mean, it's gone super viral. I think even Joe Rogan talked about it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's gone really big. I think it's got 8 or 10 or 12 million views or something now. Pretty hilarious. That was in Richmond, Virginia. Tuesday night I got the throwback two-sided hitter 69.96. This is 6 or 7 years old, I think, probably. I don't know. Somebody tell me. I can't remember who made them. But anyway, Yeah, last time we were in the middle of a UFC event when we were hosting the show, and I had Steve over here. We were talking about it. As soon as the show got over, we thought like, oh man, the fights are going to be over, or whatever. But we actually were able to watch them right after the show ended. So anyway, Dominic Cruz got beat by Henry Cejudo, and then blamed the ref the day after for smelling like alcohol and cigarettes, and said that before the fight even started, he wanted the ref changed.
Wait,
But
what?
he says that before the fight started, he thought the ref smelled like alcohol and cigarettes, and that he wanted a different ref before the fight even started. He made a request.
Do you
That
think
obviously
maybe-
was denied.
Do you think maybe he knows the ref and doesn't like the ref or something?
He's heard rumors about the ref partying hard the night before and stuff, apparently.
Ah.
Either way, he got the, and I rooted for him. I picked him to win this fight. And he got the shit kicked out of him, and it got stopped by the ref because he was getting the shit kicked out of him so bad. But he was like, oh, it was an early stoppage. I was getting up off my feet. Y'all shouldn't have stopped the fight. That was his standpoint. So either way, he lost the fight pretty big, in my opinion. But and I was rooting for him. So, but once I heard that, I'm like, dude, it's not like it came down to 5 rounds were over and it came down to decision and you wanted to blame some of the judges. You can't just blame the ref after the fact when he stopped the fight when you were getting the shit kicked out of you. So, even if he wouldn't have stopped the fight, you probably would have gone 5 rounds. There's always a chance of knocking somebody out, but you probably would have gone 5 rounds and lost by decision anyway, dude. So, what difference does it make? But that's just my opinion. But anyway, then the main card: Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson. Megan did not watch this. Surprise. But anyway,
Okay.
long story short, I'm just kidding. I asked you earlier out of a joke, but long story short, we watched it. It was pretty interesting. I picked Tony Ferguson to win the fight, but he looked slow, and Justin Gaethje essentially just beat the hell out of him. And,
How do you pick your people, like going into the fight, who you're going to put bets on?
Tony Ferguson hadn't lost in like 8 or 9 years or something.
Oh
The
my
last time he
gosh.
lost, women weren't even fighting in the UFC. So
Holy cow.
it was hard to bet against him. And Justin Gaethje has only lost twice, but they were, to 2 guys that are like number 3 and 4 or something like that. Like not super elite guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they are. They're super elite guys, but they're not number 1. But it doesn't matter. Now he's going to face the champion for the belt. So I don't know. He kind of made a fan out of me because they tried to give him the interim belt. Megan, you probably know what this is, but like when you are there's the champion, and then when you're the number 1 contender, you get a belt for being the number 1 contender. And as soon as they gave him the belt, he just set it on the ground. And they were like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's like, "I want the real one. Like I don't even give a shit about that one." So I thought it was actually pretty cool. Like he doesn't even care about that belt. A lot of people praise it when they never actually become true champions, and it's called an interim belt. You're in the interim champion. So later he said that he should have respected a little bit more, and a lot of people work hard just to get to that level, but I just respect. He kind of made a fan out of me, just respected that.
But if he had a goal to hit,
His goal is, that's what I'm saying, he's got a goal to be
Exactly.
to get the real one. And he's like, I don't even go, until I have the real one, I'm not going to wave it around. So
Harper says hi. Hey, Harper.
What's up, Harper? Is she ready to come on here? When is she going to be?
Harper, when are you joining?
Where's she
here.
live?
She's
live
here.
in Virginia right now?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody lives in different places right now. They don't
Well,
live
her school got shut down, so she's back home.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week I've already got set up for somebody, I won't name them right now, to drink a gallon of chocolate milk. So not next week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's going to be messy. I'm excited though. I've been waiting on this. It's already been approved by all parties, and I look forward to it.
Are you going to wear a rain jacket?
Maybe a poncho or something. I'm nervous. But there will be a trash can or 2 right by the table.
Ew. Is there a time limit you have to drink everything by?
1 hour.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Or as long as the episode, but I'm not gonna go into the deep end. If he's almost done and we've got a couple minutes left, I might, we're not gonna go there. We're gonna try to do it now. I'll set a timer. Anyway, so yeah, Justin Gaethje, I liked him before, but I liked Tony Ferguson, and I just felt like he was gonna win. So Justin Gaethje made a fan out of me because of that, and then also one other thing that I respect him for, apparently he's got half, I think, Mexican blood. But he was born in America, raised in America, and he said he's excited to represent America in a fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's a Russian guy, so America versus Russia. Anyway, the reason I'm proud of that is because there's people like Kamaru Usman, or who used to be known as Marty Usman, great fighter. He's the champion of the welterweight division, I think, but he was American born, American raised, apparently has some heritage, back then, never represented it, and then as soon as he got in the UFC, he wants to say, he's this, I can't even remember his heritage, I should have known better. It was in my notes last night, of course, but that, just like Henry Cejudo, American born, American raised, was an American in the Olympics, but as soon as he gets in the UFC, he wants to rep Mexico and all this kind of stuff. I don't have a problem with that. Don't make a racist out of me because they want to rep some of their culture. I know this is the melting pot. This is America, but part of the problem I have with it is obviously whoever came here and, had you as a child had a little bit more pride in America than they had in whatever culture you came from. So I understand wanting to live some of the culture, bring it over, but to represent your country that you never even lived in or anything, it's kind of strange to me, especially when you competed in the Olympics as an American, to kind of wear other flags and stuff like that is a little bit strange to me. Let's put it this way: if you were in a UFC event, American born and raised, and your mom or your great grandma or whatever is full-blooded Mexican or however it is, and you're fighting against somebody that's a Mexican that was born and raised in Mexico, like, who do you root for as an American? Like, I don't want to say that it should even be a racist thing. Like, you should be rooting for the Mexican if you're Mexican, but that's what we do in the Olympics, isn't it? Like, I don't want to make it a racist thing. It's just like you're kind of disrespecting the actual Mexican-born, Mexican-raised fighters when you just want to,
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a disrespect thing to me, but I feel like you should be proud to be an American, so should want to represent it.
Exactly. Yeah. And Justin Gaethje is excited and proudly excited, even though he has Mexican heritage, to represent America because he was born and raised here. So
yeah, that's awesome.
You've got these two other, champions that, and like I said, Kamaru Usman, the reason they call him Marty Usman is because, as a joke, as like a, Colby Covington calls him that. And we need somebody better than Colby Covington repping America. If you're not UFC fans and you don't know Colby Covington, this guy is really something. And he's always got the American flag. This guy's, he's a douche. So we need somebody other than him, holding the American flag. That's all I'm saying. And, Kamaru Usman was never, repping I think maybe even Brazil. Somebody's going to embarrass me for not knowing this better, but I did have it written down, didn't save it like an idiot, and then lost it all. But either way, he was never, he went by Marty Usman and all this kind of stuff growing up and through the wrestling career. And then as soon as he got into the UFC, he wanted, I guess, some fans from, in my opinion, he wanted some fans from, wherever his heritage came from. Changed his name, not changed it, but I'm sure that's his real name that he never went by, back to Kamara. Or Kimura, or whatever you say it, Usman, and he's like the Brazilian, whatever guy. It's like, that's bullshit. Like, if you were fighting a true Brazilian guy, are you really Brazilian compared to him? Like, I think that you're kind of disrespecting the born and raised Brazilians. This guy might even be Brazilian. Henry Cejudo, trying to rep Mexico, is disrespecting the guys that are born and raised in Mexico. Like, if you were born here, raised here, I know that you hear some stories and stuff. You don't know that much about Mexico, dude. Don't wear the flag around over your shoulders. Like, I know that's your heritage, but you were born and raised here. Have a little pride for your own country that obviously your ancestors moved to for a reason. So
I think that Kamaru, I don't know how to say this, Usman is Nigerian because...
You looked it up? Cool.
Yeah, it says he's the Nigerian Nightmare.
Yeah. But where was he, does it have his born and raised?
No, let me look that up.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he wrestled in high school in America. Like, he was born and raised here. I mean, he was, like, you look back at the old news clips.
Oh, he was born in Nigeria.
No way.
Actually, I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. It'll show it his nationality probably, maybe, but
Well, I mean, so I don't trust Wikipedia, but it says it on Wikipedia.
I trust him pretty good. If it calls me wrong, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, you watch all the old news films, and they're American news films, obviously, and he's, like, wrestling in high school or, maybe even lower, and he's Marty Usman. Like, so I think it was Ben Askren caught a bunch of flack for calling him Marty Usman and all this kind of stuff, or maybe it was Colby, but that's what they used to call him, and he kind of changed his own name to something a little bit more fitting to his, I guess, Nigerian thing. But, I mean, he's, like I said, I'm not saying you can't rep your heritage, it's just you're living in America for a reason. Like, you didn't just move here once you got in the UFC, you were living here way before that. So it's just like, if anybody could have some American pride, you don't have just, if you're in America and it's a melting pot, everybody essentially could say they came from somewhere, so nobody can have American pride. Like, if you were born here and raised here, just wrap the American flag around you, that's all I'm saying. And Justin Gaethje's willing to do that, and it's just, I don't know. It kind of pisses me off when other people kind of won't. They want to take the heritage somewhere else and rep it when they were, been here their whole life. It doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah, but that's exciting that we're going to have someone repping us.
I hope he wins. Nothing against Khabib, or Habib, but it's, I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. That'll be in like September. We got a long time to wait. There's actually another UFC card going on right now, but it's not a numbered card, so it's not a big thing. But, yeah. Justin Gaethje made a fan out of me, even though he beat up my man Tony Ferguson. No big deal. I still haven't got my stimulus check. Have you?
I got one.
So you got one, like a month or two ago. I still haven't gotten that one. Is anybody else with me? Are you reading the comments at all? Is anybody watching?
Yeah, people are watching. I'm not getting too many comments.
Does anybody not got? Don't everybody comment yes I have, because I know that a lot of people have. But I haven't, and it's ridiculous. They don't have my like direct deposit stuff. When I do my taxes, it comes in the mail.
Oh, well, that's probably why.
8 weeks though? I mean, how long has it been? This is crazy, dude.
Do you think you could like
call them? Yeah, they're like, oh, we're shut down for Corona. I'm sure. Like they don't give a fudge.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, we are not in the office.
Hollywood said there shouldn't be but one check.
Yeah, there is only one stimulus package so far, by the way, Megan. So yes, you did get the stimulus, to answer your own question.
Okay, that wasn't my question. I don't
think you had one. It was just, you answered mine in a weird way.
I didn't answer your question.
I've gotten the stimulus one.
Jennifer says go online to get my payment. Like, literally get my payment is the...
So I have to do
and then
that?
Hollywood said...
So if you don't do that, you just don't get your stimulus? What's up with that?
No, I don't think so.
What about the old people that don't even mess with online?
Hollywood said it's because of direct deposit you're going to get a paper check.
Yeah, when, dude? I don't want it in fucking 2023. Sorry to drop the F-bomb.
Your mom says Mama got hers. It's the lack of direct deposit. Oh, and then Jennifer Allen says if you go on Get My Payment, it will ask you for your deposit info and you will get it soon after.
Okay. I shouldn't have to do that, though. That's my problem, guys. Just my problem. I don't know. I was asking if anybody else is having that problem. I guess nobody else is having that problem.
You're the only one.
I don't trust the government to have my numbers. No direct deposit.
Jennifer Allen said 8 months or more.
Oh, God. Really? Does she know something? Or is she just messing?
I think she's kidding.
She always throws a bone right up in here. Anyway. So yeah, I'm salty about that, but the fight in Richmond was awesome. Anybody that hasn't seen the fight, like I said, just go to the page. We shared it like 30 minutes before this thing started.
Or just come downtown Richmond.
I got a cool segment a little bit. We're going to do Name That Thing. So I guess since it's just me and Megan, the intern out here, we're going to compete on, we're just going to go back and forth. Like I heard one the other day that was cheese, so it'd be cheddar, Swiss, provolone.
Oh, I'm so bad at those games.
I know, but I heard the cheese one the other day, so we needed an idea from a fan on a different one. I'll go into something else to give them one, but no cheese and no desserts. I heard another dessert ones the other day, so I don't want to cheat.
Oh, I'm so good at desserts.
Well, we can do desserts, but I heard one the other day that's gonna...
Let's do one that's like gonna be funny.
That's fine. Also, we're on YouTube. I told y'all that earlier. So go subscribe, because... Oh, and Twitter, too. I'm a loser on Twitter, dude. What's up with that?
You need some training.
It's not even that. It's like... I guess, yeah. Maybe that is.
Are you on Twitter as Ethan or as Turn Left Podcast?
You already know. Or Ethan Ayers _15. Not Ethan Ayers 69.
There's no underscore. You don't even know your handle.
Well, I just know it's not Ethan Ayers 69. That's the other guy. It's way more famous than I am.
Do you actually get on this?
Not really. Well, how am I supposed to? There's I don't have that much going on there. Nobody will go follow me. Or,
all right.
Whatever.
Everyone, Ethan Ayers 15 on Twitter. Please give him some
We've already gone
content.
through this, so Megan. I think you missed some episodes. We were talking about go to Ethan Ayers 69 and see what you find.
What the heck? All right.
Don't anybody else do this.
Oh, hell, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a porn site.
It's the most famous, gay porn star in the world. Which I'm fine with that.
Why am I actually looking at his profile now? Okay, I gotta get off
this
thing.
Dude. I never told you to do that.
I have a question.
Okay.
Do you think that football is gonna be back in September? Is it September when it comes back?
I think it is something like that. And I think that, I don't know if it'll come back in September. If anything, they'll just delay it a little bit, but I don't think they'll reduce the schedule. They'll just play more.
Okay. You've canceled
But
everything
Southside,
else.
not Southside. They're delayed until June. NASCAR is coming back tomorrow, 3 p.m. I think it is, Darlington.
Ooh.
Richmond race is canceled, so that sucks. But at least they're coming back and doing something. NASCAR, that is. Darlington, I think they're racing Wednesdays and Fridays and Saturdays, all kinds of stuff. So it'll be actually pretty entertaining to be able to watch some stuff on the weeknights. Everybody that's a baseball fan and all that kind of stuff gets to watch their sports Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all this stuff. And NASCAR guys are just waiting for the weekend, so it'll be nice to be able to watch something during the weekdays.
Is that a race you can go to in person?
It's in South Carolina, so yeah, you could. I don't think they're allowed to yet. I think the stands are closed for now.
Oh, duh.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, I'm sure you will be able to eventually. What is everybody's idea on the topics for Name That Game?
Everyone really got fired up about the stimulus check, so we haven't had any feedback on Name That Game. But I think that'll be fun.
Now it's gotten political.
Hollywood said no fans.
What about Adele?
Oh my gosh, she looks so good.
Did you hear about the flack she's getting because she looks good?
Wait, no, what?
Some people are like, oh, you should have never lost weight. You betrayed us.
Oh my gosh, they did the same thing to Missy Elliott. And
I
Missy
thought about
Elliott
that.
was I literally got sick. I don't know why it's shamed upon to get fit now. If you want to take care of yourself, and not saying that larger people don't take care of themselves, but if someone wants to take care of themselves and lose weight, who cares? It's not your body.
Okay, let's put it this way. If you had a regular sized guy and he got a little bit out of shape and got a little bit bigger, you wouldn't rage on him and be like, oh my God, what are you, you know what I mean? People might make fun of him a little bit. They're not going to rage out anger at him.
I might.
Really?
Yeah, I'd be like, what are you doing? Are you being lazy? What's going on?
Hell yeah. I'm famous and I've got, how much money does Adele have?
Okay, that's different. If it's a guy, my point is, if it's a guy and I'm dating them, I'm going to be like, are you okay? You've gained weight.
No, not you're dating them, you're a fan of them.
Oh.
Adele's fans are who's mad.
Yeah, I think it's...
She's got the Thick Girl fan club.
Okay, but
And they're salty, you betrayed us.
See, that is sad. They should be confident in themselves to...
Regardless, exactly. And she always was, or else she wouldn't be...
Exactly.
Where she was before she lost the weight.
She said one quote, she was something about, whenever people go through a breakup, they cry, but I sweat. And I was like, you go, girl.
What does that mean?
She's not going to cry. She's going to bust her ass and make herself better.
Who did she break up with?
I think it was her fiance. She was with the person for a long time. I'm pretty sure that's why she...
Do you have a bug on your face?
Sorry, y'all.
Alright, so it's finally warm out, so I did have the windows and doors and everything else open, but now we got bugs in here and they are flying. I don't have light on above my head. Megan's got the brightest light right above her head, and she is catching bugs to the mouth.
For the
so
record,
you keep on hearing them. That's totally her blowing a bug away from her mouth.
There, earlier when the show started, it was like right when we started, a moth landed on my shoulder, and I was like, okay, don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out. And there's a spider sitting right here next to my microphone, so.
Did you kill it?
No, I'm not going to kill it. It doesn't deserve to die.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. It's eating the bugs that I don't like.
No, it's not. You don't live here. That's not what you like and don't. What about the bugs? Just kill it.
No, I'm not killing it.
Damn.
It's cute as
You
a bug.
lost it now. It's probably on my leg.
It's literally, I'm staring at it.
Okay.
He says my voice is soothing.
Who did?
The spider.
I thought one of the listeners said that. I'm like, damn, dude. I was like, shoot your shot, I guess.
My friend the other day said I sound like Kourtney Kardashian.
I didn't know that you were in the car when you FaceTimed us the other day. I didn't know that you were in the car with somebody when I was like, oh, is that Tim you were with the other day? And you're like, oh, no, like, that's just the guy I work with. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh.
Although you deserve that because you've done that to plenty of my friends. Shout out to Mike Wilson. Sorry, I hope Mike Wilson's not listening with his fiance. But when you called out Mike Wilson, he was over here and you're like, weren't you with a different girl last week? And the girl was like,
well, he was.
I know that. You don't say that right in front of him with the girl right there.
I'm not very good at keeping a filter.
Yeah, I know that, but you don't. That's insane. Unless you wanted to be with Mike Wilson, that would be an insane thing to do, and you did it.
So I think insane is maybe like a strong adjective to use. I think.
I only use the strong ones.
For me. Oh my gosh.
No, for anything. But anyway.
Jennifer Allen says she only kills black widows. And Hollywood said he has
That's
a couple...
racist, Jennifer.
Hollywood said he has a couple in his garage, like pterodactyls. I also didn't know pterodactyls had a P in front of the word.
Which Name That Thing segment are we going to do? Can anybody give us something on that? We're not doing cheese, we're not doing dessert. Unless you just want to do dessert, but...
Wait, you said you had a funny one.
No, I didn't. That's just a funny segment.
And, oh, okay.
And we're looking to the fans for a funny idea, because I don't want to cheat and give you one that I heard the other day. Because we're stealing this segment from a different show.
Alright, Hollywood, Jennifer. Y'all are commenting the most.
Yeah, y'all are top fans.
Do y'all have
a
topic that we can do on, what is it? Name that topic?
Whatever. Just give us something to name them. Don't be like songs. There's like 10,000 trillion songs. Like colors. Or like...
Alright, let me look up some good ones. But is that cheating? Because then I know it?
No. Not unless you look up a list with it, which is definitely cheating, because I don't do that. But you probably will. You definitely will.
Okay.
Virginia's reopening up. Have you been in any restaurants yet, Megan?
So I don't think I'm going to go to restaurants because I feel like everything's going to be slammed right now. And like, I just honestly just want to be by a pool. And all the pools are still closed. And I don't understand that because I heard it's good to be like out in the sunshine. Like at my apartment.
Yeah, and the beaches are closed too. What is this for shit?
Exactly. I'm like, y'all are going to have us all contained to one bathroom in the restaurants that you're opening up. But we can't go social distance on a beach. Like, I'm confused.
Shout out to producer Jessie. She sent in the Turn Right segment.
Oh.
Which is the Tell Me Something Good compared... I guess that would be
I
like
that.
When you're doing the generic brand and you said compare it to Tell Me Something Good segment. That's what we're going to do if we ever make it.
Okay, so whatever you just said went over my head, but Hollywood said for the topic to be drinks. Jennifer's thinking.
Alcoholic drinks, that's fine. Although you worked at a bar and I don't drink anything but beer, so I'm going to get crushed, but that's fine. I can do it. I can keep up. Can we name different types of beers too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do different types of alcohols. Brand names.
I just said that.
Oh my gosh. No.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Well, I guess I did say drinks.
Yeah. Well, Hollywood said drinks.
Are we doing cocktails, beers? It's already too hard. Think of a segment. Think of
There's so many options.
Yeah. Minimalize it. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like, what? Minimize it?
See, it's a hard one. Right? Anyway,
Hollywood said adult, but I don't know what that means.
Adult drinks. He means like cocktails, beers, wines, everything. That's what I'm saying. That's you could name them for days.
Name the type of adult, like.
Probably I didn't see the comment, or the context. But anyway, a Virginia nurse will be honored Sunday at NASCAR's The Real Heroes 400 for her work making special teddy bears for lonely coronavirus patients. So apparently this lady made a bunch of teddy bears homemade apparently for a bunch of coronavirus patients, young and old, that, you know, were feeling lonely. Because once you are, you know...
For them to have in the hospital?
Yeah, once you're, obviously, I'm sure people realize this, but just take another second out of your life to think about it. Once you're diagnosed with coronavirus, you're in full containment. Like, literally nobody, maybe other than your nurse, can see you.
Yeah.
You know, you're quarantined. Like, we're quarantined at our house, less than 10 people, all this BS. When you're actually diagnosed with it at the hospital, they quarantine you to your room, and there's no leaving your room, there's no nothing at all.
Well, so that's why I was most worried about the whole social distancing thing, because for me, like, I'm a healthy 25-year-old, like, I probably wouldn't even be affected by it, and, like, my parents and my grandmother all live together, so if I stop by and see my parents, my grandmother's there, Amelia's here, like, I don't want her to catch it.
You don't want to be a carrier.
Yeah, because then she's in the hospital for 14 days alone, like, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, and everybody's kind of got that fear on them, I think, but I don't know, it's just, I think at this point, what are you going to do? Like, if you want...
Susan said, even if you're dying, no family present. Oh, that's true. That's so sad.
Yeah, exactly. So,
oh my
like,
gosh.
if you... Which, the death rate is very low.
Hollywood said 510 people in Lowe's, but we can't be on a damn beach 6 feet away.
It's ridiculous. And especially because a doctor said that vitamin D really helps with coronavirus and you can't go to the beach.
Yeah, it's a little
backwards.
Ever. And then I'm like, what's really going on? But Lindsay Wilburn
I don't want to make this show a conspiracy theory show, but
I love conspiracy theories, though. If anyone wants to talk
Are
about
you a
one,
conspiracy
let me know.
theory?
Oh my gosh, I love them.
Really?
They're so cool. There's so many different perspectives. Yeah, I just think they're interesting.
There's so many conspiracy theories.
I know, it's insane.
Like,
okay.
we could talk,
Lindsay Wilburn said, why are you going to talk about a topic to talk about and then stop talking about it? Like we never picked a topic.
We were asking y'all to pick one for us, and y'all gave us too broad of a topic.
Jennifer said she's at the beach right now.
Yeah, the beaches are open back up. I don't know if they are in Virginia. They probably are in Virginia now. They're not in LA.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, I think in LA they tried to close them and they said no, and they said, okay, we can't really do anything about that.
Who said no?
The citizens. Like, they just kept on going, and you don't have enough force.
So I tried to do that at Virginia Beach a couple weeks ago, and the cops kept coming up to us.
You were the only one out there.
No, there was a lot of us. I mean, me and my 5 friends were, like, separated from a bunch of people, but they kept coming up.
How many people were there total in your view?
Like 40.
That's enough to handle. You need more than that.
Oh.
Anyway. Well, hopefully they're open back up. And I don't know. Does anybody know?
Lindsay Wilburn said, okay, topic, favorite type of big cats. Yes!
What? Big type? Oh, okay. I'll start it off. We're doing it right now. Liger.
Oh, jaguar.
Lion.
Savannah cat.
Tiger.
You can't. That's
I
cheating.
said liger.
That's cheating.
That's not.
That's so cheating.
That's 3 different types of big cats, dude.
Mark said looks like you're melting into your chair.
Me?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Mark who? What's the last name?
Nelson.
Mark Nelson?
Sit up straight, bro.
Dude, I got bad posture, bro.
You need a yoga ball to sit on.
Yeah, dude, I got the... Oh. See, if I do that, I'm going to break my back. You just changed the subject. You were not prepared for your next submission.
No, because you were like liger, tiger, lion.
That's 3 different ones, dude. Those are the only 3 I know, first of all, so... Alright, well, what did you say? Jaguar? How did you know so many? What is this?
What?
How did you know so many? What did you say? Jaguar? What else?
A Savannah cat.
What is that? Alright, we can keep on going.
Alright.
It's your turn.
I'm thinking.
Jesus. Lost.
I didn't have enough time.
Winner.
Okay. Can y'all in the comments give me some big tiger? A leopard. Your mom's my savior.
Whoa, dude. Mommy.
Mommy.
Mama.
Can y'all
no saving Megan.
Y'all in the
I was
comments
combining
give me some,
Mama and
give
Megan.
Me some big cats.
I don't know of anymore. Other than like bobcats, mountain lions, I do know a lot more. See, I would have gotten you.
So it's just like not my thing.
Well, I know you were excited about the segment, and I was nervous about it. You sounded like you knew all of them. And what is a Savannah cat anyway?
So they're domesticated wild cats. They're a hybrid.
Does my mommy know any more of them?
I don't think so. Someone said puma, cougar. That was pretty good.
So when I transfer this over to YouTube, what should this be called? Shotguns beer like a 12-year-old and still says mommy? That'd be good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Name the episode.
Yeah. Well, I named the episode on Facebook about what I'm supposed to talk about. Granted, I lost my whole ink pad. Now I just had to freehand it. So I don't even remember what it says now. But then when I transfer over to YouTube, kind of whatever the show ends up turning into, that's how I label it.
Jen said, I picked Chevrolets for a topic, but no one bid on that one. I don't.
Different types of Chevrolets?
I will not be able to do that.
Yeah, sorry, Jen, that would have been biased. Megan would have struggled hard.
I appreciate the topic, Jen, but
Megan genuinely knows more types of Hyundais than she does Chevrolets. And that's
I love
fact.
Hyundais.
And just your whole family's a Hyundai family. Which is fine, but
Mark Nelson said posture.
Who is What do you want me to do, dude? This thing's got a spring on it for a reason, dude. If I'd have made a damn wooden throne if you would wanted me to fucking sit up like goddamn King Tut, dude, okay? What the fuck?
Stand up next show.
Yeah, let me just stand with a mic like a damn news personnel. Hello and welcome to NBC 12. This is... I thought we were chilling, dude. It's 10 o'clock at night. This ain't the fucking...
Hollywood, I'm Googling. Your mom says, Ethan, he always drank Shirley Temples when we went out to dinner.
The virgin ones when I was a kid. I don't drink.
Have you had a dirty Shirley?
I don't think I have.
So good.
What is it?
It's
literally Shirley Temple, but with what liquor in it?
Vodka. You could do rum too, but I don't like rum.
Ugh. Yeah, it doesn't sound. I mean, it sounds probably pretty decent, but I used to just like cherries a lot as a kid too, and just that's the only time you could get cherries.
Okay, so are those cherries that you get in the bar real cherries or fake cherries? What are they, manicotti?
I don't know. Are they cotton candy grapes? Real grapes or not?
No. Well, I mean, they are grapes though. They're just like GMO grapes. So I guess that's what the cherry is. Okay. Have you heard of a Maine Coon?
So are they real grapes then? Grapes then?
Yeah, they're
a Maine Coon cat. That's a residential cat. That ain't no big cat.
Are you kidding?
A Maine Coon?
They're huge.
They're huge house cats. Ain't no big cat.
Okay.
That's a big small cat. I know what they are, dude. Jesse wants one.
Yes! I love your wife. Maraschino, that's what they're called.
That's still not, yeah, and that's a big old thick, you know that cat with the real thick fur like that, that's how you know it's super domesticated.
Why?
Just think about it. Other than a lion's mane, what other wild cats are that furry?
Oh, yeah, that's really interesting.
I'm just saying, like, that Maine Coon.
Well, that's because all the big cats are short-haired.
Well, I'm just saying that would definitely not pass in my big cat category.
Okay, we're going to have to clarify some rules next time.
I think Carol Baskins would stand with me on that judgment that you don't know the show. And why are we even talking about this when Megan has never seen Tiger King? Everybody roast her again.
Oh my
right
gosh,
now.
seriously?
Yeah, do it.
No, I did watch half an episode.
What do you think about reopening Virginia, Megan? Politically? Just kidding. I don't want to make this political. But...
I think we should reopen it.
I have a funny story for y'all. It should only take about 2 minutes.
What?
At Southside Speedway, there's a junkyard now next door. It's Chesterfield Auto
Thanks,
Parts.
Jen.
Which
Sorry. She said.
okay.
Okay.
Chesterfield Auto Parts right next to Southside Speedway. Well, there's a trailer in between it. I was like 16 years old. I'd never even been to it was when that first opened, the CAP right there. So I'd never actually been to that location. I was used to going to the old one up on the old Midlothian Turnpike. I think it was actually on old Midlothian Turnpike, is what it's called. But I'd never actually been to that junkyard, even though it was right next to the track and 4 minutes from my house. So the first time I went, I pulled up in the parking lot, kind of like where you enter the track. I see the junkyard right there before they had signs and everything like that. And there's a trailer in between the racetrack and the junkyard. So, like Old Dominion Speedway, when you get there, you pull up next to a trailer, you go into the trailer and sign in. So I figured this trailer was like the registration sign-in booth for the junkyard. So, and the door was wide open. So I pull up in between in the gravel pit right there, just going in there to get some, I can't remember, parts for my street stock or something like that. Walk up on the porch thing or whatever, just some steps. And I like literally walk right up into the front, door of this place. Like, hey, I'm just, trying to pay my $1 to get into the junkyard. That's how much it costs. And you have to pay for whatever you bring out. So
Hollywood said that's an office for smarts doing.
that's also somebody's house back when I went into it, because I walked into their living room and there was a woman with a baby and there was a man brushing his teeth in the bathroom.
What?
And the door was wide open, dude. I walked in there. There was a lady sitting on a couch with a baby. She wasn't breastfeeding it. I just walked in. I was like, hey, I thought it was a registration building or something like that. He I looked up and he was brushing his teeth and he stopped in the mirror like, who's standing in my living room right now? And I'm sitting there like, what's going on? This is the most unprofessional business I've ever been in.
He was brushing his teeth in the living room?
No, he was in the bathroom, but the bathroom door was open.
Oh.
So I'm in the living room, but it's a trailer. I mean, you can see every room. So he's brushing his teeth and with no shirt on, and I could see him in the mirror reflection. It was the weirdest thing ever. I'm I'm just trying to get in the junkyard. They're like, yeah, that ain't us. I'm like, oh, okay. And I just back out of the room, just
You're I couldn't tell by the woman breastfeeding on the couch.
No, she was not breastfeeding, but there was a child and a man brushing his teeth with no shirt on in a bathroom, and it was a lot going on. It might have been before what that building was that Hollywood said it was. Could still be the same, but if they weren't living there, they were leaving their house and getting ready there.
So did you end up finding the place to go?
Yeah, it was right next door. I mean, once I just walked into the next building over, everything was cool, and they were like, oh, hey, would you like to sign in here? And there was a guy with a Chesterfield Auto Parts shirt on and everything. It was great. Well, yeah, not only a shirt on, but also the company shirt that came with the company I was looking for. So everything was great then.
That's hilarious.
Literally walked in there and was like, this is super awkward. As soon as I walked in, even if I've got to go get some parts out of this junkyard, this is awkward, and I would never forget this. And then they're like, that's not our junkyard. I'm like, why am I in your living room? What?
Was this recently?
No, this is 10 years ago.
Oh.
Probably
Danny
longer. No, this is probably longer than that. I was 16, 15, 16. It's 12, 13 years ago.
Danny wants to know what place you're talking about.
My dad?
Yeah.
Right in between Southside Speedway and CAP.
Wait, is that the place that I made you come when I was trying to buy a car?
Yeah, you're like, hey, I really like this car. It's $1,100. Seems like a deal.
It had 600,000 miles.
It had 634,000 miles on it, and I think it was actually cheaper than that, but it was still you were like, it seems like a really good deal. Do you think something's up? And as soon as I opened the door and I looked in there, I said, yep, something's up. It's almost got 750,000 miles on it. No big deal.
I loved that car. It was blue.
Yeah, well, you never drove it, so you don't know how much you loved it. You liked the sight of it.
You're right.
What was it, a Kia Sportage or something?
No, it was, geez, I'll have to look it up. It was a little sports car.
Yeah, and it was dirty as shit. They don't even clean them.
Yeah, I would have crashed it anyways.
Oh, definitely. You've crashed. You're definitely shooting 10 for 10.
Hey, I haven't crashed.
Well, you've only had, 6 cars, and you've only wrecked 6 or 7. You wrecked one car 2 or 3 times, so what is it?
I wrecked 3 cars 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, so what are the numbers? You crunch. You're 10 for 6. Pretty good.
I got better.
Yeah, you'd be the Cole Trickle. If you were in racing, you would somehow wreck the pace car. So they say.
Well, it's kind of a talent.
Yeah, rare talent. Her whole family kind of possesses that. Her mom's not too bad, but...
Are you kidding me? That's because she drives 25 miles an hour in a 55. That's even worse.
She did talk Jesse into driving right into my truck when she was teaching me how to park. She's like, all cars bump. You could just bump his truck. I was 16, watching Jesse learn how to drive. What's going on here? Why are you hitting my truck? She's like, my mom told me to. I'm like, what?
Oh
why?
Gosh.
She's like, she said if you're not going that fast, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you don't hit other people's vehicles. You're messing your car up way more than my truck. I'm wondering why the hood is about to be crunched in on your Hyundai.
Okay, listen, this is so funny. So this girl I work with, I went to college with her, so she's like one of my really good friends. Shall remain nameless, but we work in the Omni building downtown in Richmond, or in the Wells Fargo building, attached to the Omni Hotel, and literally there's these huge cement blocks in between parking spots for like every 6 parking spots. I don't know why they're there. I guess they're holding up the parking garage. But she pulled in. This is Monday morning. So she's probably not even had her coffee. She pulls in and scrapes the entire side of her car.
Oh, shit. Dang. What'd she say?
It was I walked up to her car laughing. And she was like, I can't go inside right now. And I was like, why? And she was like, I need to cry. I was like, call your mom. I'll tell our boss what happened. I felt so bad, but it was so funny.
Call your mom. Hold on, let me take a picture on Snapchat really quick.
No, I didn't do that.
And you were like, you were telling her to call her mom when you were like this. Call your mom. This bitch is crying.
Everybody.
Megan's the worst on Snapchat, dude. She's out to get you no matter what. So never be around Megan on Snapchat, dude. If you're ever doing anything embarrassing, I'm probably on Snapchat right now. I think she just records everything and then cuts back and edits everything that's embarrassing, and that's her Snapchat.
I should start a career in videographer.
Dude, you should.
Videography.
This is not on my list. Have you seen Kevin James's YouTube channel?
No. Who's that?
Kevin James is Mall Cop, Paul Blart.
Oh.
What was the show? King and Queens?
Yeah, love him.
Oh my god, dude. Since the quarantine started, he started doing like short films, like 2 or 3 minute videos. And he's got like 4 or 5 different genres, I guess. Or I don't know what you'd really call them, but...
Topics?
They're so funny. Some of them are really stupid and not that funny, but you only waste 2 or 3 minutes, so not a big deal, but...
That's
all
fine.
I'm saying is, go and watch it. I can't believe he's only got like 300,000 subscribers, which, with how much he's gone off since the quarantine started, I can't believe he's up in the millions because these videos, some of them are so hilarious, dude. I'll literally be just dying laughing. But
I'll look it up.
I love Kevin James anyway. He's like one of my favorite.
You know my favorite movie with him?
Grown Ups. Chuck and Larry.
No.
Damn, those are 2 hitters
One
right
more.
there.
You get one more guess.
Oh, man.
Oh, Danny Ayers said skits. That's a good word.
For what?
For what he's doing. His little...
Oh, so my dad's probably seen it. Oh, my God, it's so funny. What movie, Megan?
Switch. I think it's what it's called, with Will Smith.
Is it?
I don't know if it's called Switch. I think that's actually a song that Will Smith sang, but...
Are you talking about with Adam Sandler?
No. Hold on.
Let's say that's Chuck.
It's about the, like, marriage movie.
No, it's about what? Okay.
Let me get back to you. It's a movie about this guy, and he teaches guys how to talk to girls.
Oh, yes. I think you're right. I think it's called
Hitch.
Hitch. Yeah. I knew that you were all over it.
I was close.
Yeah, thanks, Pops.
I said Switch.
Can my dad hear me tonight? He's been having some trouble with some audio. Everybody has, but...
No, I think we're good.
So we did the name game. That's good. But yeah, as far as us reopening, I think it was time. I guess we had to. I don't know really what else to do. If we want everybody to live forever, we'll just reduce all the speed limits to 15 miles per hour.
Mark Nelson said Stitch.
So he thought so too. No, y'all are thinking of Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was making fun of us.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty funny.
Wait, what do you mean?
He's already been trolling me on my stature tonight. I don't know what the hell.
Wait, what do you mean on, like, 50 miles an hour? How would that save anybody?
There wouldn't be any vehicle deaths.
So, the vehicle deaths in percentage in Europe is way...
I was talking total bro science and out of my ass. I have no factual evidence that 15 mile per hour speed limits would solve any... well, obviously it wouldn't, or else we would have already done it. I'm just saying...
Okay, well then I'm just going to offer a quick opinion. in Europe, they have no speed limits, and they're crazy drivers, and they have, like, literally half of the deaths and accidents that we do in America. So I think that people should just be able to drive
Could it be
as fast as
accredited
they
to the
can.
road systems, though?
Okay, Ethan,
I have
you
no
just
idea.
ruined it.
I don't know.
My point is
Somebody
we should all
answer
drive
us.
really fast.
I know. You should not. How many times have you wrecked? Did you wreck on the way here? I think you wrecked my driveway. What did you do when you got here?
I turned around because I
have a circular driveway.
Your
It's
truck's
clogged.
in the way. I almost ran into the ditch on my way out a couple weeks ago.
Dude.
It took me like 5 minutes to get out.
Not out of the ditch, out of the driveway. She never actually went into the ditch, and it still took her that long. There was no actual in the ditch action, but it was close. I was watching out the window.
I
like,
think I would crush racing.
This ditch has absorbed, I think, probably 7 or 8 cars since we've lived here in 7 or 8 years. So it's about one a year. Takes the shit. TJ used to live with us, and one morning I came out. He did it twice. One with his car and one with his work van. I used to leave for work like 30 minutes after him. I came outside to leave for work. His old work van's in the ditch and stuff. He's like, "Hey, dude, can you pull me out really quick?" I'm like, "Dang, dude, you should have came and got me earlier. Like, I know you've been here since before I got in the shower."
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, it's still hilarious. That ditch has definitely gotten the best of most people that have come over here and try to back out in the dark. I've got a circular driveway, which is great because you can see everything. But if the circle is blocked, like my truck's got it right now, you have to back out. And when the circle comes to a thing, it's like 2 of my iPads wide, trying to get out of my driveway.
Okay, thank you.
And the ditch is like deep.
It's
like
so deep.
Like if you don't hit the driveway perfect, you're going into a ravine, dude. You might flip.
Danny said she didn't have a wreck the day she was getting her license. So fun fact, Danny, the teacher told me that if I don't practice driving, this is my second. How long is driving school? A week? 3 days.
You probably remember it. Well, no, you don't. I don't know.
Okay. I think it was 3 days. So if it was 3 days on my second day.
You've probably been there 3 times. You got your license, so you tell me.
So on my second day, he was like, "You have to practice or I'm not going to be able to pass you." I had Mr. Carter who passed like everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So I really, really had to practice. And
My daughter could pass Mr. Carter's driving class right now.
Stop. She could.
But yeah, he passed you, and look where it got you. Risking everybody's lives and a bunch of insurance money. And
I'm honestly doing
bunch of wrecked cars.
great on the road.
Well, you're still alive, so that's all we care about, and we do thank you for that. And that's exciting because you've really been trying to not be with your driving record. I mean, think about it. You went off of the deep embankment of Brandon Mill one time. I ran into a tree, so I got no room to talk. Squared it up right into the middle. But you went off the deep end one time. You were way down there, weren't you?
Yes.
You had to get like a crane to pull you out.
Yes. It was raining and I had a donut.
I guess let me get a beer and I'll try to do this better. I lost my screwdriver too.
Oh, I have it.
No, well, we both had one, but you never did yours?
No.
Jesus, I don't want the warm one though. Now I do. Hold on, hand it to me though.
Here's your screwdriver.
Oh my god, did that sound how I said?
No, I'm just making fun of you.
Well, I don't want to.
Let me get my screwdriver.
I don't want to. Don't make fun of me and then me make fun of myself by doing this live on camera. I had one other thing to say, but I've got half my notes on here and half my notes on here, so and maybe I'm just nervous and procrastinating. Not really. I actually do think I have one more thing. And I think it was something that you would have liked.
Sorry, I ruined your game.
What game?
The cat game. Topic game. Name the game.
No, I don't care. We were both running out bad, and Liger, Lion, Tiger is a little bit of a cheat.
Lion would have been a good one.
Do you watch Jordan Peterson stuff?
No, I don't know who that is.
He's like a motivator. He's like Gary Vaynerchuk or some shit. You know, one of those motivational speaker type guys?
I don't really listen to them except for Gary V.
Do you listen to
Gary
Gary
V? Yeah, I follow him.
I like him. I like all of them, but I don't listen to their stuff because it's
I like him
so
because...
not repetitive, but yeah, I do need a colder one because this is too warm.
Oh my...
But I don't want the shaken up one. See it. I got
Oh my
a
gosh.
stack.
Oh my gosh. Can we please do the Mentos Coke thing on here?
Right now, we don't have any Mentos.
No, not today.
Okay. What do you want me to do? Try to put it... No. You got to do this. I'm not taking up my nostrils.
Okay, so I think that Trina has logged off. She's not watching right now. So I saw this video today where you tape a Mentos to the cap in the Coke and then close it and shake it, and then it doesn't pop from the pressure, surprisingly. But the next person who opens it, it goes everywhere. So I'm thinking we should somehow get Jesse to open it. Trina.
I'm going to leave you in control of that. And leave myself innocent at all regards.
Or we should do it to Kate.
That sounds really good. I don't know. Kate, remember you made me call Kate. Like, hey, you should get Kate on. And then I call Kate and she's like, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. And then she's fried me ever since. So Kate doesn't want to come on.
She does want to come on. She's just been celebrating her finals.
Dude, that was, when did you come on? 2 months ago?
Yeah.
That's a trash excuse, dude.
All right.
We're about to close it out. Whatever I did have to talk about, we'll have to wait till next week.
Thanks for joining, y'all.
Yeah, thanks, y'all.
Chug. You're dripping all of it.
No, I'm not. It's not that bad. Trust me. I'm about to when I tip it up on my head. That's what I'm worried about. That's suck at these.
All right, just try it.
All right. Yeah, check in next week, and maybe we'll have some results on the Darlington race tomorrow. Cheers, everybody. Next week, 10 o'clock.
Good night. Woo! Chug.